Mexico recently announced that it wants to overhaul the country's restrictive energy laws, reversing more than 50 years of state-owned oil production. The move would open up the region to foreign oil companies, including American ones like Exxon and Chevron. Michelle Caruso-Cabrera has been following the story. So, Michelle, 50 years that it's been done one way, no private companies in. Sounds like a really big deal for Mexico.
This is incredibly significant. Yes, as you say, Mexican oil has always been produced now by a government-run monopoly, which is incredibly inefficient. And they lack money now and know-how to keep up with the pace of what's going on in innovation in oil exploration. As a result, their oil production used to be as much as 3.5 million barrels per day. Now it's down to 2.5 million barrels per day, and they're spending a lot more money to get less oil. The government needs that revenue desperately, so they have to do something to turn that around.
So let's say Western companies come in and they invest and more oil comes out of Mexico. Does that mean that the price of oil in the United States and on the world markets will come down and that we will be less dependent on Middle Eastern oil?
Presumably, yes, right? If they start to increase production, we have now a triad, Canada, the United States, and Mexico being energy producers, get us, the United States, getting energy from friendly countries. I would also point out Americans should think about the fact that companies like Chevron, Exxon, et cetera, will now have another revenue stream possibly as well. And also, it will help the Mexican economy. Great to have our southern neighbor have an even better economy, would reduce illegal immigration as well.
This still has to go through a political hurdle. The Mexican Congress has to approve it. What are the chances that this gets blocked?
Likely, but it's still going to be difficult. You have to understand that oil in Mexico is very personal to the Mexican people. If you look back at what happened in 1938, Mexicans piled into the streets and demanded that the socialist president nationalize 17 different, mostly American and British oil companies. They wanted them to do that. They felt that they were being exploited. And when those companies asked for money, absolutely, to be paid back, Mexicans handed in all of their valuables. They handed in jewelry, they handed in chickens. If they were poor, they handed in musical instruments. So this is a long tradition. This is going to be a big psychological change for the country.
All right, end of an era. Michelle, thanks so much for coming by.